Hey, over here, this way. Over here. Alright. Hello everyone, welcome back to Yaok Outdoors. Today we're gonna continue this crab design workshop. So since last workshop, I went offline and made some more adjustments, basically adding more details on the mouth area and also adding the extrude distance for the bottom details. On top of that, I also added the fillets on those edges of the extruded portions. If you are following along and doing the workshop together, this is a good opportunity to practice more, so feel free to do so before we start. Anyway, before we get into real work today, I would like to go through some thought process of mold design, especially for the injection mold. In general, an injection mold opens in the middle, where the injected object is split in half, more or less, and usually the split is a flat plane that cuts through the object. But it's not always the case. For example, for this crab model, if we split the model with a flat plane, the body will be fine, but all the legs will be positioned on the same plane, and this will result in something unnatural. For 3D printing, we can go crazy on the non-flat split design, so the legs can fall in a more natural position. But in the meantime, we don't want to have too complicated split surfaces, because when two parts of the molds meet up, there could be a gap between the surfaces depending on the geometry and how accurate the 3D printed results are. So here we're gonna try something along that thought. Instead of making a flat split plane, we will make the split flat in the center part, but when it passes the body, we will tilt the plane so the legs can be positioned in an angle. To simplify the design, we'll make the legs bend around the same spots. Let's see if that will work. So let's turn the background back to photo booth, environment, photo booth, and probably turn on grid. Okay, so we are going to make the split plane first. It will be, let's draw the line first. I want that plane to come out flat from the body and then maybe start to bend around here. So make a line here. It doesn't have to be straight this way, and it can be angled, but let's try the straight first and see if that will work. Select this one, line. Let's make the construction line. Okay. Yes. Finish. And now let's construct the plane at angle. This line, and I want it to be something like that. 60 degree. Yeah. Say okay here. So I'm gonna draw some legs coming out from this way and then come down like this. Will be like this and then come down. Maybe make it closer. It looks a little bit too far from the body. So let's see if we can move it over. Okay, that's that, and we can start to draw the legs. So I'll draw section by section, and the joint, knuckle, leg part, and then foreleg, and then the tip. Let's draw the claw first. So select the plan. And I wanted to draw a 3D line on the shell. Maybe not on the shell. Okay, yeah. So let's try that. The first one comes out from this corner. There'll be a joint. Maybe I would make the joint by itself. So make a line here. Just a little short limp here. And then the second one, I don't want to make the connected lines because when I do the pipe form for the legs, and they have to be separate lines. So do that here. I want it to come out to this point. I don't know if that's too far. I want it to be here, but let's see if we can move it. Okay, and then the front part, the claw part, will be just coming down this way. Okay, then the second knuckle. Just a short knuckle like this. That's on this plan. And the last one, I want it to be curved for the claw. Something like that, but maybe has to be on this plane though, right? Is that long enough? Okay, let's do that for now. Try to make them on the plan, split plan. Probably need to bigger because it should stretch all the way back to its mouth. So okay, so that's that. We can come back here and make the bare bone for the other legs. So for now, this is good. Let's start sculpting. Well, first, let's create a pipe form for each segments. That's too big. Use the square end. And the next one, create pipe form. This will be a little bit bigger. 5. and type square and a little bit too long. Then we come here and adjust it. Oh, I don't want that part to be selected. So maybe it's easier to make individual pipes. So cancel. Let's do that. Maybe we can do this one. Pipe form for this guy. This knuckle, this size is about right. Maybe shorter, but let's do that for now, and then we come back to adjust it. Let's do the other two pieces. Pipe form, square end, and this part might be too long, and this is smaller, so say okay, modify. Let's adjust those parts, make it smaller this way. I think this piece is a little bit too long. Let's move it back in here. See, I don't want it to go over that edge, so everything has to come down. I want them to be under this part, this edge. So, like that. Come in a little more. Okay, let's do that for now and say that one is okay now, and let's do the final part. This is gonna be bigger either way because I want the tip to be smaller and this part to be bigger. So let's make the overall bigger. Okay, and then make this part smaller. Do it. Modify. This has to be scaled down. Should have done it when I have the control for the diameter, but it's not too bad. start to see the shape, right? And we need another one here. So say OK here, and you can see start to have some shapes. This one needs to be bigger, and this one needs to be bigger, the knuckle. And I need another one for the thumb. So let's do that first. Come here, draw another line. I wanted to still draw the 3D line on this plan. Move it up. I don't want it to fall exactly on the plan because that will introduce the constraint which might limit what I'm going to do later. So this is okay. Finish. And then for this pipe, the first one, I don't want them to touch each other, so this will be a smaller one. Maybe fewer segments. And I want to set the segment diameter. For this one, I can do a smaller one, so just to get to the closer initial shape. That's okay. Maybe make this part bigger. Okay here. And now let's move probably need to go up a little bit. Because in the end, this is going to be sitting on this plane. Okay, so maybe make it a little bit longer. Okay, so something like that, maybe bigger. This part is too thick. Modify. So a lot of adjusting need to be made along the way. Need to select this piece, move over, make it bigger. Okay, I think that's good. The claw, knuckle need to be adjusted. Let's see how we can adjust this guy. And there will be some spikes. We need to add the spikes later on. I don't know, I'm not a crab specialist, so I just like to eat them. Okay, so that's that. And this one, maybe this part has to this guy. Maybe the whole thing needs to come down. I'll change that too. And change this one. Okay. Okay, so something like that. This knuckle is like an elbow pad. I need to fix that later. So that's the basic idea of making those legs, limbs. Going back and forth. I like this part to be slower. When I select multiple features, I just hold the shift and click. So if I click this and click next one, this part will be gone. So I need to hold shift now and select. It will select multiple faces. Say okay here, okay. So now let's draw the second part. We will reuse this sketch. This second leg is coming out from the gap between these two pieces. So let's draw the line. Let's do the 3D sketch from here to here. And the next one is pretty much the same. I think I would just draw this one and skip the next one. And then next one is, next section is here. Okay. And now again, let's draw the pipe form. Create pipe form. This guy, is it too big? A little bit. Maybe okay. Square end. Let's make this one as well. Okay. I think this should be longer. So this part should be longer. So let's stretch that by modifying this guy. And this is offset like that, and this is smaller like that. Okay, and that's that. That's this one. It has to be flat. Let's modify, select some plane, lower that, and then also lower, make those faces closer to the split plane. Okay, and pretty much is a tube with a split. Maybe eventually I need to make it thinner, but let's see. So this is right side. So I mean there's a split, looks like a split on this leg, and we'll come back here and make that. Let's finish all the pieces first. I don't want it to look too regular. Something like that. Okay, finish form. Let's make the other two pieces. And you can see this half of the leg is above this plane. That's what I want. And let's make these two. Pipe form, create pipe, this guy. About the same thickness, square end. And this time try to make it symmetrical. Say okay here, symmetry mirror, top and bottom. Okay, now we can adjust it, make it flatter. So basically I want to move this part. See, everything becomes flatter. See, okay, and then I want to curve this a little bit like that. So modify, I should have make it smaller segments, make a smaller segments for this. This is too many segments. Probably can combine them. Okay, something like that. And let's make the last piece. This piece. So again, create pipe. This guy. Now I want it to be smaller. Okay. Set the symmetry. I want this part and this part. Okay. Modify, make this guy smaller. I want it to hook over here, like that. So like this. The whole thing needs to be rotated because I wanted the tip to be, oh no, Ctrl Z. How do I rotate that thing? Maybe I cannot rotate it. I have to rotate using the move instead of adjust it here. Okay, let's see how it looks like. So that's that. Maybe the joint, this part needs to be covered, this part needs to be on top of that. So the tip of this guy has to be withdraw a little bit. Modify, come in, finish. Let's see. Oh, too much. And this guy has to be up. Maybe don't go too far in. Hide the construction plan. Move, modify. Okay, so something like that. Everything on the plan, on the split plan, yes. So that's the main idea. Everything is splittable from this plan. Oh, forgot about this detail. I need to come back and make this split. So the split should be something like this, coming this way. So let's draw a line first on this plan. A straight line. Finish. And then I wanted to split this guy. Split this guy. Select tool. This line. Say okay. Okay, now I want to move it a little bit. This guy. Just a little bit to show that detail, that amount of detail. And we'll make some fillet and combine them back. At least they have to touch. Say okay here and fillet this edge and this edge. There are two edges. Don't know if you can see it, but say 0.5, maybe too big. Okay, 0.3. Okay, then combine this and this. Okay, back to one piece. So now there's some detail. And let's continue the rest of the legs. Okay, so try to make more drawings. Let's draw all of them together, all together. In the last part, I probably won't go through this plane. I'll go from this plane, like that. I mean, we don't really need to, create 4 legs and 1 claw. We can just simplify those, but oh well, let's try to be perfect. Yep, everything is on this plane, and the rest is on this plane. So that's the bare bone structure, and let's give those bare bones some meat. There's a feature repeat pipe. Let's do this. Oh, cool. Learned something new today. So basically what I did was I just hit the repeat button and right click on the blank space, repeat pipe, and then click the ones that you want to make pipe and make this smaller and square and fewer segments. Say okay. Cool. And then right click again, repeat pipe, this guy. Oh no, I should finish form right there because this make it hard to adjust. I forgot. Oh man. Let's see how much we have to undo. Just don't make them touch each other, so when you add it, it will be easier. Say okay here. Okay, so that's pretty much for those legs. I need to fix this part, the last leg. And I think this part is flat. These final two parts are pretty flat. So let's see if we can modify this guy first. Should be okay. Let's split this part. Top, sketch this part. I want to draw a line. Just regular line, not a 3D sketch. Go all the way. So basically I want to split this part and make the crease and then combine them back. And do this crease. Hide this first. This one. So something like that as some interesting feature. So that's pretty much what I want to achieve. And I'm gonna make some more details on the like bumps on the claws and legs, spikes, etc. Okay, so first let's make some bumps around this point. So make some 3D sketch and then use fillet. That's the plan. Little line here and there. Maybe 2 is enough. Maybe 3. Finish. Show sketch. And we'll make the bump from those small lines, segments. Right? So go to pipe. Select those little lines. And change the size. 0.6. I think the line might be too long. Or change, make it smaller. Square. Okay. Now let's see if we can make it smaller. Yes, we can. Let's just move the whole thing. Finish. And let's combine those into this part. Okay, and then add fillet along those edges. Say 0.2, maybe 4. Too big. Okay. Okay, so that's this little bumps. We can add more on the top part too. So for spikes, I also need to make 3D lines. Let's make one here. 3D line, I want to make one spike here. Is this the line I want? Pretty much, it's okay. Finish sketch. Form. Pipe. This guy. I want a sharp spike. Actually, I just want one end sharp. So let's make it square. fewer segment. And this section, I want this to be smaller. So that will make it a spiky feature coming out from this angle. Modify. Okay, so that's that little spike, and I want to move it up a little bit. I start to get used to this 3D mouse thing, and I think it's awesome. Without it, I think I can still function okay, but with it, it's a lot easier to look at different angle. Okay, say okay here. And then add fillet. Oh no, let's combine first. Combine this guy and this guy, say okay. And fillet this edge. See if we can make it one. I don't like this piece. How about I'll make it even bigger? One is good. Let's see if we can adjust this part. Still has a little bump, so let's move this in so the whole thing can be more smoother transition. And this guy doesn't like it, so it's too big, or maybe. Okay, say okay. Okay, so that's the little spike. That'll work. And add a few more on this part. So let's combine this guy, this guy. Okay, that's one. Okay. Combine. Always save progressively, especially when you are making a big change. Okay, see, now I have 4 legs and 1 claw. Let's make a mirror of those features. Create mirror, select objects, all of them except for this one. Middle plane, this one. New body, okay, we'll combine them later. Okay, that's our crab. Very robotic looking. Everything is so perfectly mirrored. So maybe I'll make this one lower, drop this one down a little bit. Okay, there you have it. Our crab modeling is now completed. In the next workshop, we will work on the mold and we will see if our non-flat split plane design will work. I might adjust the legs and the claws position a little bit so it will not look like a robot. Hope you have fun following along. Let me know if you have questions or you have any suggestions. I will see you in the next one. Happy modeling!